not, yeah, really try and make contact with your sacrum and really try and feel that this area does not do this, does not do this. This rising in the back means that actually you're falling forward. Okay, what you want to do is you want to feel that when you cut, it settles. Boom. Yeah, it just settles there, but it doesn't go that. No, it doesn't go this. Yeah. So as you cut here, try and feel what's happening here. So you just settle, but you don't rise. Yeah. I try again. So cut into the feet and stabilize your back, especially your sacrum should not rise up. That's it. That's better. Okay, that's good. Good, that's better. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to now practice the attack form. Yeah. So when we practice, first of all, we withdraw, find that, and then we drop. Okay. Now we're just going to practice from here, just moving forward and cutting. Yeah. So this is the attack form when we do the shomenuchi. So rise and cut, and then pull back. Okay, kamae, rise and cut. Go back, and cut. At your own tempo, try that. So attacking form, shomenuchi. Okay, so here we come. So this is really about connection. Yeah. Okay, when I do the attack form, yeah, I really need to feel that the raising of the sword, my center coming forward, and my feet work, my knee work, all is one thing. Yeah. So it's not happening that I'm raising the sword and not moving. Yeah. So we're just going to focus on the very first part. Yeah. Okay, so feel that from this position, you just spring forward. Don't worry about the cut, but really try and coordinate the raising, the center, the release in the knee, and just forward. That's it. Yeah. So this is like that feeling. Yeah. But not that feeling. Yeah. So just focus on the very first part where you just move. Yeah. And it should feel that you spring forward out of the ground. Yeah. So you're in kamae, this. Yeah. Just relax the second part. Yeah. So here, this. Just try that. Just focus on the very first part of the initiation. Go ahead. Don't worry about the cut. Just think about the beginning. How do you begin this movement? Yeah, you just spring out of the ground. That's it. Okay, so even through the film, I can see like some of you kind of have a shadow in your motion where you can see it. Look, the key thing here is that your front knee needs to release, and that's it. Yeah, but you don't do any motion like that. Yeah, so as you move forward, you just release the knee. Yeah, so if I'm 50-50 in the feet and I move forward directly without any, I'm just going to basically release this knee. So I just go forward like that. Yeah. Okay. But don't make an adjustment and then try and move. Okay. So from here, just move. Yeah. From here, just move. So the key thing is that the knee gives you the space to move, but there's no adjustment yet. Yeah. I try that. Be careful of your front knee. Yeah. Be careful of your front knee. So it should be just one movement, not an adjusted movement. That's better. So you move forward by releasing the knee, the front knee. That's better. Good, good, good. Okay, good. That's better. Okay, so when we did the first suburi, this idea of cutting into the feet, yeah? So when I'm here, I go back, and then when I go back into hami, it's 50-50 and I cut, and then the weight goes into both. But in this one, at the moment of cutting, you will be completely in the front foot. So the weight goes right into the foot there, yeah? Okay, so here, now finish the cut, move, there, yeah? So the weight goes right into the front foot, yeah? Okay, so here, then there, yeah? And then the back foot floats in, yeah? So the weight, you're driving the cut into the front foot as it settles. There, back. Yeah, I just tried that. So this is a different footwork. Cut fully now, and cut the sword into the front foot. That's it. So this is quite difficult to do and be stable, yeah? Because now you're taking a leap forward. Try and notice this. Don't do this. And then come back. So try not to sort of be floating like that. So you drive it into the ground, but it's much more, yeah, and boom, into the ground. But not floating forward and then floating back, yeah? So you don't float here, and you don't float here, yeah? So you try and eliminate those two extra movements, yeah? So I'm here, just move, boom, that's it. So you go, boom, yeah? Okay? So you're coming out of the back foot into the front foot, yeah? Out of the back foot into the front foot there, boom. But it's not that, it's not that, yeah? I try again. So go lower, use the ground more, be clear in your footwork.
Luis, can I have a question?
Sure, ask a question.
How far is your foot stance in the end?
Shorter. It's shorter. Shorter.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so it's interesting to see. Okay, the stability in this move is really based on some basic ideas that we covered a lot in previous seminars and workshops. And a fundamental issue is this idea of weight underneath, yeah, which we'll come to when we do the attending work, yeah. Okay, so as I raise the sword, my weight stays underneath, yeah. Okay, if I raise the sword and I'm raising the sword and raising my center up, okay, then it's like my center is disconnecting quite easily. So then stability becomes difficult. So quite a few of you are raising and then coming down. Yeah, so then the center is much too high. Try and feel that as you move forward, the weight stays underneath. Yeah, so here, this, but not that. You see, they're not really going up. Yeah, so when we do the suburi, it's like you raise, but the feeling is the weight is down. You don't raise and pull yourself up. Yeah, so this is really a basic point. Huh? So here, as you move forward, in a way, the weight stays underneath. Yeah, so go. But there's no feeling of doing that. Yeah, I try again. Keep your weight underneath and really be conscious of your footwork, driving and settling in. Yeah. Yeah, and then really be like as stable as you can and as clear in your movement as you can. That's it. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do first suburi, then that. I'm going to do the 5th, and I want to do the 7th. So Saito Sensei said that if you really only had time to do a few suburi, you should do number 1, 5, and 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 with what we just did, 5 kino nagare, kion kino nagare, and then 7 kihon kino nagare. So number 5 we'll do on the spot. Yeah. So in there, just raise and cut. Just raise and cut. Raise and cut. So you step forward and you step back. Step forward, step back. And of course now it is your comment. Yeah. And number 5 on the spot. Go ahead. Okay, so I want to look at kino nagare, but a prerequisite for kino nagare is that you're actually connected already. Yeah, you need to be moving in one piece. So again, a basic point in the suburi: don't move the sword and the arms without the body. Yeah, the movement needs to spring from the whole body. So this feeling, yeah, this feeling. So the sword moves directly with the body and settles. Yeah, this feeling. But try to avoid starting here. Okay, start here. So start from the whole body. Yeah. So this, and then there. Yeah, I try again. So make sure the connection is in place before we go to kino nagare. That's better. So the movement springs out of the feet, out of the ground. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so again, these basic issues, the basic feeling is that the problem is that you're cutting, so there's going to be the sense of extension, but if the extension and the cutting is going to cost you your groundwork, you're going to lose your balance, yeah? So you need to have the sense of being equally grounded and equally extended at the same time. Otherwise, kino nagare will be like broken up, you'll be in kind of staccato mode. So it's the same issue as before. When you do this cut, you need to be in the ground, yeah? You need to be in the ground. So I really need to feel that I finish here. Don't start cutting here and then you're kind of in this place here. Yeah. So cut there. So go. So for me, the most important thing is that actually this whole lower body settles every single time. Yeah. So strong extension, but strong extension down as well. Yeah. Don't let that sword become weak. Yeah. I try a few more before we go further. So put as much emphasis, if not more, on your groundwork, lower body work. You need to be stable. Okay, that's better. Good. Okay, so let's look at this one. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to come, the first moment you just come there, you just come around and you just come back. So you're just going to bounce off the first move. Okay, so when we did the basic, you came all the way here. Yeah. Okay, now what you do is you come to this position here to the side and you just bounce off this position here and then you come around here. Yeah, so this. Again, this. Yeah. And there's a change in footwork now. When you do the basic, you come here and this foot settles. The heel settles into the ground. When you do this motion now, you come to this position here and you come around. So the heel doesn't actually touch, just the ball of the foot, and then you come back. Yeah? Okay, so from here, ball of the foot, and then come back. Yeah? I just try that. Connecting the two cuts. And make the change in the footwork so the heel doesn't touch, but the ball does. Just that. Okay, so there's also a change in the focus work, yeah? Okay, so when we do kihon and we do one single cut, we do this kime work where we do this, yeah? So this happens here, yeah? So for example, if I do this movement, there, there, there. But when you're going into kino nagare, it's just like kind of like bouncing in and out. So it's just on the first motion and then comes back. So for example, here, I would do kihon, I would do this. But when I do kino nagare, I do this and then come out. You see? Okay, so it goes boom and then just moves. Okay? So when you do kino nagare, don't go into this position here. Yeah? A full finish. It's much more in the sense that you go here and then you just come back. So it makes contact, but it just bounces out. Yeah? So here, and oh! Yeah? So instead of yeah, try again. So it's more of a bounce out of the first contact. That's better. Good. Yeah, so it's like, that's it. So it's definitely an impact, but it's just like a one bounce impact. Okay. Okay, good. Let's go into number 7. But I want to combine all this later into some other work. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do number 7 just from not from going into shomen, jodan, but from here, just yokomen and then ski. Yeah. So just there. So you're in kenkamai, yokomen, ski. Yeah. So just basic first. Yokomen, ski. Yeah, I try that. Number 7. Okay, so this is number 7 involves a kind of a change in the body, which is kind of difficult. Try to avoid doing these things like this. Try to avoid doing things in the body that you're pulling in the body like this. Okay, if you just try and watch my body here, okay, I do the cut, boom. Yeah, but this basically stays intact. I'm not pushing and doing things like that. Yeah, okay. So I do the cut, move the hip, and then there. But this stays there. It's not this. That. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I try again. Keep your structure natural. You don't need to jam it. Those movements will slow you down later on. Yeah. Yeah. Think about the core of your body just turning. That's better. Good. So, one more basic point before we try the Kino Nagare. Of course, look, as you do this motion here, you know, you're going through this spiral with the hip. Yeah, your hip is really going to turn to this position here. So the sword really needs to follow that spiral, this movement. It's not that movement. I make this point all the time. Yeah, there's this moment of disconnection between the strike and the ski in the transition, but that moment should be a moment of connection. Yeah. Okay, so really try to feel that at this moment here, this is happening. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is happening. Yeah. But not that is happening. So it's not linear. It's spiraling. Yeah. Okay. Try just a few more. Make sure that that's a spiral connection versus a break. That's better. Yeah, really feel the hip is spiraling. The sword is also doing the same thing. That's better. Good, good, good. Okay, so we go to the Kino Nagare form. Again, the Kino Nagare depends on being one in your body and using the ground. So when you do the cut, you go into that front foot, and then you just bounce into the movement. Yeah. Okay, so here you just cut and just move. Yeah. So try and feel that this moment here, cutting into the ground, goes into the foot, and then you move. So it goes foot. And so the source of the movement is really in the feet. So here, yeah, you do it real slow. There, yeah. So you go into the front foot and move. Yeah, I connect the cut with the thrust through the feet. So this is the problem, huh? Okay, you can see straight away that if the sword disconnects, the strike loses power, yeah? So it's not that I sort of do that, yeah? Okay, the strike is really there. Yeah, it really goes in, but it goes into the feet. That's the feeling I have, yeah? So foot, 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 foot move, yeah? Okay, so really feel that you cut, move. So it kind of bounces out of the feet. Yeah. So cut, move. Yeah. You can really emphasize that by feeling like that. Boom. Yeah. Boom. That feeling. So again, the source is in the feet. Yeah. Try bouncing out of the feet. Try that one more time. So footwork. That's good. That's good. That's better. So look, the basic mechanical rule for transferring power is that at the moment of transferring power, which is going to be the moment of the blow or the technique or the whatever you do, at that moment you need one point of contact with the ground. Yeah. So the moment you connect here, at that moment, the ground needs to be plugged in to you somehow. Yeah. So this is the same situation here. At the moment of this, at the moment of transferring the blow through the focus, there needs to be contact with the ground. They need to be together. Yeah. Okay. So ground and then move. Yeah. So this is the key thing, the front foot and then move. So you can de-emphasize the thrust and just find the connection to the ground. Yeah. So you strike and just bounce. Yeah. But my feeling is that actually I compress literally into the foot and then it bounces back into the movement. So and then through there. Yeah. So de-emphasize the thrust and emphasize the footwork. Yeah. So ground and then through. You see, it's a powerful strike, but it bounces into the movement. Yeah. I try again. So really try and make sure that the focus is connected to the ground. Otherwise, you have no power, or the power is vastly diminished. Yeah. And this is also a source of movement. So the ground is really where you get your power from and where you get your movement from. Yeah. Okay, so we've looked at 1, 5, and 7. And what I want to do now is I want to do them connected, kihon, and then kino nagare, making very clear distinction in the footwork. So we do it first kihon, and it's this, look. Yeah? You do attack form number 1, there. You go into number 5, and then you finish with number 7. Yeah? So this is 1, 5, and finishing with the 7th movement. So it's kihon first of all. Yeah? So, okay, into the ground. Into the ground. Into the ground. Thrusting. Yeah? 1, 5, 7, kihon. Try that. 1, 5, 7. That's it. Good. Okay, so when we work on this kind of work and we're really working on principles, what I can see is that in the basic, the sword is still basically dragging you out. Yeah. So when I do this cut, the basic is really to sort of focus that when I do the cut, solid. Yeah. My structure is like in the ground. That's my weight is. I don't want to sort of finish there. Now, if I start dragging forward, then I start disconnecting from the ground and I actually start falling into the movement, losing my balance and losing power and losing fluidity of motion. So when you do the kihon, focus on ground. And that means really feeling that your body is dropping into the ground through the feet. Okay, you move forward into the ground. You move forward into the ground. You move forward again into the ground. Yeah, what I'm seeing a little bit on the film is that when you start connecting movements, that focus starts to become a little bit weak. Okay, forward, 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 and everything is being dragged. So the sword is controlling. The center is not controlling. The sword is now controlling. So before we go to kino nagare, just emphasize into the ground, into the ground, into the ground, into the ground. Yeah, have one more time. It's a really important point. Otherwise, you're just losing your balance all the time and managing that. That's better. Good, much better. If you need to go slower, you go slow as you need to feel the principle really working. Good, that's better. Okay, I'll give you one more pointer about this before we go on in terms of the basic training. So in Kihon, we have basically movement, stillness, and we have movement. So we're contrasting these two states. We move and then we're still, but we have the transitions. We have the transitions from stillness into movement and from movement into stillness. And the transitions really tell us if we're balanced or not. Why? Look, if I'm really settled here, okay, in the ground, okay, then the next move will just be simple. Here, will just be simple. There, will just be simple. There. So there'll be just direct movement. Yeah. If I'm off balance or in front, then my next movement involves an adjustment before I can move. An adjustment before I can move. An adjustment before I can move. So what you want to do for Kino Nagare is you need to eliminate all those adjustments. Otherwise, Kino Nagare gets all jammed up. Yeah. So really try and pay attention to the transitions, especially the easiest transition is from stillness into movement. Stillness into movement. So I'm here and I just move. But I'm not here and then moving. Yeah. So try and move cleanly. Yeah. I try a few more in the Kihon. Pay attention to the transitions. Don't wobble. Try not, you don't need adjustments if you're balanced. That's better. Good, much better. See, you go much slower, then you can pay much more attention to it. Okay. Okay, so let's take this set into Kino Nagara. Now, the key thing with the Kino Nagara again is the change in the footwork. Yeah. Okay. So what you're going to do, I'll do it slowly. Okay. Okay. In this case here, you come here and then this does not settle now. This does not settle. Yeah. Okay. So off the first movement, you strike, you strike, you strike, and then at the end you settle. So now the heel work is going to change. That's the key thing. So you just flow all the way through. And then settle. So what's changing is my feet. Yeah. Okay. So heel, 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 settle. So you only settle at the very end. This will allow you to move through the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, I try that. Go as slow as you can, pay attention to the movement and your heels. So when you go into Kino Nagare, you know, you eliminate, everything keeps moving. Yeah. So the sword really doesn't stop. So when you do Kihon, okay, so you go here and you have this moment of focus and then you continue. And then, but in Kino Nagare, then it now goes into movement. So really try and feel that. The sword just keeps moving. Yeah, the sword just keeps moving. It doesn't go into the kind of a focus and then drag. It just goes, gum, gum. Yeah. So keep the sword moving. Try again. So footwork and sword work, and just flow. That's better. So when we go into Kihon, we're working on structure and we're working on this idea of the ground, eliminating extra movement, all the basic principles which really set us up for Kino Nagare. And what tends to happen in Kino Nagare is that we tend to disconnect. Yeah, we start to split and then we start losing our balance, so the connection with the ground becomes weak. And as a result of that, the whole form becomes very light. It becomes kind of empty. Yeah? So the moment you sense that you're kind of like your movement has become light movement, there's no power in your movement, okay, then this is a kind of a clear signal that it's really falling apart. Even though you move here, okay, there needs to be this sense that your center is still heavy. The moment you lose the connection and the sword becomes light, yeah, then what's really happening is that everything is falling apart. Yeah. So then the main thing is either to slow down or to go back into Kihon and work on structure again and the ground connection. Yeah. So slow it down, but feel that it still feels heavy. It still feels heavy. Yeah, because the body is heavy. The body is moving, but the body is still there behind the form. Yeah. So slow it down and feel the weight that's still being in the form is still there. Just try a few more. Bring the weight into the form, but don't just go light. Yeah, the center needs to stay heavy. That's better, much better. Good, good, good. Okay, that's good. Much better. Good. Okay, that's good. Okay, so what I want to do now, that's just the Suburi part. What I want to do is I want to sort of use the kumitachi, 1, 2, and 3. We'll start with 1. And again, do the same theme, but it becomes a little bit longer now, the whole thing. Okay, so the attack side of the first kumitachi. Okay, so what you know is that you do this, and then you come here, and then you come round, and then you come round, yokomende. Yeah? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do a slight variation for this. So the attack side. So instead of the back foot coming out like this, okay, the front foot comes out there. Yeah, so this is a slight change. This is a variation. Yeah. Okay, so what? So I'm in this position here. My front foot slides off to the left as I strike the solar plexus. Okay. Then I come round as before and finish. So it's only the beginning which is different. Yeah. So this is a variation that Sensei would teach sometimes. So from here, so then, yeah, then round and then round. So we're going into Kihon. Yeah. So the front foot slides diagonally to the left as the sword snaps into the solar plexus. Then come round and come round. One more time. So if I'm in front here, I slide there. Yeah. then come round, and then come round. Yeah, I try that. Variation on the first kumitachi, the attacking part. Aha. You don't see what I'm doing. Okay, watch. I'm going to use dealer. Okay. So, yeah, so that you can see you here. Come a little bit forward so you don't miss that. So come forward. Stop. Okay, so she's still raising the sword in the first movement. Yeah? Okay, so as she does that, okay, just cut down, cut. You're actually having a sense of sliding off to the left. So you are coming offline, yeah? So she cuts through, and just imagine you're attacking her, yeah? So she attacks, and I just come offline there. Now, with that sense of moving diagonally, she comes in again. It's a strike there. So you're going to strike. Don't go to this position now. This is not the same. Yeah? Okay, so it's this. She attacks. There. Okay? Then come around for the strike. Yeah? Okay? Yeah? So in this position here, the previous one is this. But in this variation, it's that. And then you come around for the strike here, and then you finish. Yeah? So there's no transition here. You're just basically going straight in. So this. Yeah, I try again. Thanks. Good. That's better. Good. Okay, good. So this is a bit of an unusual movement, but the key thing is, look, whenever I do a movement in taijutsu or body work, okay, the core part of the body stays, whatever it's doing, it stays there. I'm not reaching forward off like that, yeah? So in this motion here, okay, it's this. But my body stays connected. It's not that I'm reaching forward like that, yeah? Okay, so if I'm in this position here, it's there. But not reaching there. Here you're going to be not able to do the next motion. Yeah. So again, every movement balanced. You're in this position here. Everything falling into the ground all the time. Yeah. I try again. Especially with that first motion. Snap to the side, but don't lose your balance. Okay, I can see that there's a kind of a core issue for a lot of us for a long time, is that we actually think that we're attacking with the weapon. Yeah, you're not attacking with the weapon. You're attacking with your center always. So whether you do taijutsu or weapon, the idea is that you're applying your center through the weapon or through your hands or through the technique to your partner. But actually, the center is attacking the center. So this is really important. What does that mean? It means this. If you think you're attacking with a weapon, Okay, what happens is you have this sense of reaching forward with the weapon and doing this, yeah? So a lot of you, when you especially do yoko menuchis, you're kind of creeping forward into the strike, yeah? So one thing is initiating, but another thing is mentally feeling that this is more important than this. Actually, this is the most important thing. This is always secondary. The technique is always secondary to the center connection, yeah? So what does that mean? It means that when I strike, I go here. When I strike, I go here. When I strike, I go here. So this is actually really simple. That means that the shoulders don't creep with the weapon forward, yeah? So in my mind, what I'm actually doing is striking with the center. Here, I'm striking with the center. Here, I'm striking with the center, yeah? So try, in a way, if you're mentally thinking it's about the weapon, then automatically your body will go that way, yeah? But try and adjust your thinking to like, I'm only just applying my center through the weapon, yeah? Yeah? So here, this, here, this, here, this. But this is really the most important. Otherwise, you end up like this, like that, yeah? But you need to be there, yeah? So try and see if you can get that adjustment in your head, yeah? You're always applying your center, not the sword. The sword is secondary. Yeah, and this will change your structure. Change your thinking about this, and your mind and your body will shift. Yeah, that's better, yeah? There's no leaning into the weapon here. Good. Okay, so let's take this into Kino Nagare now. Yeah, this basic movement. Yeah, so you're in here, there. Yeah, it's just now one motion. The heel work applies. Yeah, so slice, snap, come through. Yeah, so at this point here, the heel, the finish. Yeah. Yeah. Kino nagare. Again, bring in the heel work that we looked at before. That's it. So even if you do it slow, yeah, try and feel that, again, the footwork and the flowing movement is there. So the sword moves the whole time. So, that's it. Yeah, and then you finish again in the ground the whole way. Yeah. So nice and slow. Yeah. So keep the sword moving the whole time. Yeah. Try again. Okay, let's see if we can do this more way. Good. Okay, it's going to be difficult. We'll try it anyway. Okay, so basically we have the 31 jo, and we have the 13, and then we have the kumijo forms, especially for the 31. And when I did karate and other martial arts, tai chi and stuff like that, we have these long forms. And they're really useful because they demand a lot of mental stamina, concentration. There's lots of changes. So the long forms have their advantage. Now, we don't really have any long form in Ken. We have the long form in the 31 jo and then in the other intermediate forms. So, but we can actually create these forms if we want, based on the stuff that we already have. So what I want to do this morning is I want to link 1, 2, and 3 in a combined form. Kihon and Kino Nagare. So we've just done the variation for number 1. So I'm going to show you the Kihon form linking number 2 to it. Okay. So this form in Kihon. So there, there, there. Okay. Now the attack comes to the leg behind. You just shift, you block, you go into number 2. Into number 2, and then you finish there. Yeah. So this is linking variation number 1, and then going back with the variation of number 2. Yeah. Okay. So from here one more time. So you're going to go forward, Kihon, Kihon, Kihon. Okay. Then you're going to go back with a change, and then you go into the attack form. Here, here, and here. Okay. So I hope you're all familiar with the kumitachi so that we don't have to break this down a bit. Okay, one more time. Forward, forward, forward. The sword stays behind, the tip stays behind as you make the adjustment and you to the ground. Then you thrust, round, thrust, and finish. Yeah. So going forward with number 1 variation and going back the other direction with number 2. Yeah. I try that both in the attack form. There are slight changes to make this work, but that's okay. Okay, so this is actually interesting. When we start creating longer forms, it's as if your attention starts to sort of become a little bit spread out as well. So I want you to just focus on, when you do the Kihon, just focus on 2 points. Every movement should finish in the ground, and all movements should be 1. Yeah, everything should finish in the ground, and you should always stay connected with the ground, but each movement is clearly in the ground. And then the transitions into movement are one. Yeah. Okay. So move, boom, in the ground. Move as one. Move as one. Move as one. Move. 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 So when I do a Kihon form, I do it really clear. A lot of you started going into kind of semi-Kino Nagare and also kind of like, again, initiating in the arms a lot. Really be fanatic about initiating the body. Initiating the body. Initiate everything from the body. From the body. So you kind of need to be a bit obsessive about this, yeah? Otherwise, you fall apart slightly, yeah? So in the ground, every movement clearly, and move as one. Sword moves from the body, not in front of the body. Then the kata has use. You're trying to train principles. I think part of the problem, I think there's an interesting problem here also with this kind of thing. It's also about your attention, yeah? So we have a lot of attention for activity and movement, yeah? But somehow when we do nothing, when we become still, it's like our attention somehow dissipates, yeah? So what I see is that attention in movement and attention in stillness somehow becomes floppy. But you need to have the attention fully in both, yeah? Okay, so when I'm doing the Kihon, I'm really like, okay, I'm full, but I'm not waiting or going into the move mentally with my attention already. So I give as much weight to nothing as to something, yeah? When I'm doing something or when I'm doing nothing, so-called, my attention is the same. It's like full the whole time. So really fill out. And this zanshi, this feeling of filling the movement, filling the space while you're doing nothing. Yeah, but I don't stop when I stop. Yeah, my attention stays completely full. Then the kata looks balanced. Otherwise, it looks like it's balanced towards movement. Yeah, it should be balanced all the way through, stillness and movement. Yeah, so put your attention also fully into the spaces. Yeah, try again. Movement and stillness. Keep your attention full in both. That's better. Yeah? It shouldn't look like you're kind of waiting in that space. You're filled in that space. That's better, much better. Okay, so we'll bring the third kumitachi, adjust it to fit this into the end now, yeah? Okay, look, you've reached the end of number 2 on the attack side, okay? Again, we do a switch of direction, okay? You're being attacked, in this case, Shomen you're coming from behind. Okay, you turn, sweep the sword, step back and block, and then you finish, yeah? And then you're finishing with that movement. Okay, so there's a change in footwork here. So again, this is variation work, yeah? Okay, so I'm in number 2 at the end, yeah? Okay, I turn and sweep, and then go back into the block. Okay, then I turn on the spot and finish there. Yeah? Okay, so one more time. So you're at the end of number 2. You turn and you sweep, and, oops, sorry, one more time. Mistake. You turn and you sweep, stepping back, and then you step back into the hip there. And then you strike there a second time. Yeah? Okay. So I'll show the handwork a little bit clearer now. Yeah? So this is again is a variation on the circular sweep work, which you know. Okay, so I finish number 2. I turn, I spiral, yeah, and then I block going back. Then I finish in there. Yeah? So one more time. Finished in number 2. You turn, you spiral, come to the head, drop the hip in the block, and then finish there. Yeah? Okay, so I'll show the whole thing now. So, let's see. So, in Kihon, there, turning, there, this. Okay, now here, sweep, block, finish. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, connected. Yeah, try that. That's it. Good, good. Okay, look. Okay, this movement, you should know this movement. I'm just taking elements from the system and combining them for the sake of making a longer form. Okay, Dylan? Okay, you know this block. This is the circular block. Yeah, put yourself there. Yeah. And just strike. Yeah, so this movement, see the camera a little bit. That's it. This movement, real slow. Yeah. This. Yeah, this spiral that brings you up. My point being this, it's not this. Yeah. Don't do this block in there and do that. Yeah. This is a spiral block that comes up. And the key thing is it's happening in the core of the body, this movement. She attacks, okay? Yeah. So the core makes the movement. Okay, thanks. Okay, so when you do this movement at the end, okay, this spiral, yeah? Spiral and come here. Spiral and come here. Then drop the hip and then finish that. Yeah? So be careful with that connecting part. Yeah? I try again. Yeah, question?
For example, I'm taking from behind,
Yeah.
block me by turning.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay, so number two, you're coming into your comment. Yeah, you're coming. I turn, you come.
with like
Yeah, you're coming to, no, you're this side. So your distance is just, so you're there, and you just come in there. Yeah. So as soon as I look, go back. Yeah. So as soon as I look, you attack. This would be what I'm doing. Yeah.
but it's going to be your command or showman.
It doesn't matter. Actually, you can do either. If you do a showman, it's the same for me. Yeah. If you come in here, I look. Yeah, it's going to be the same movement. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Good, 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 good. Yeah, so I'll show this one more time because, of course, some of you are not familiar with this. I'll show it one more time with the actual application. Yeah. Okay, dealer. Yeah. So this is now you're finishing on number 2. Now, whether she attacks showman or she attacks yeoman, it doesn't really matter to me. Okay, so I'm in this position here. I look, she comes in. Okay, so that would be the application. Yeah. A little bit angle so I can see. Yeah. So slow it down. So I'm here. I look. She comes in. This and this. Yeah. Okay. In this situation, because it's number 3. Okay. One more time. Yeah. What's happening is connecting it to the kumitachi. I look and straight away she comes around with this strike. Yeah. So this will be kumitachi number 3 work. Yeah. Okay, so what we're doing then is that awase move, and then going into this, and continue, and then finishing there. Not like that. Yeah. So this is a little bit where we're going. Yeah. Okay. So I want to do this now. Kino nagare again. Keep the sword moving and research the footwork, which basically means changes in the way you use your heels. Yeah. So do this slowly and flow through. So, for example, here, okay, yeah. So now put everything together. Kino nagare, solid, whole body, heel work. Keep the sword moving at your own tempo. Good. That's nice. Okay, so one thing that's happening that I'm seeing when you do Kino Nagare, one major source of disconnection is that the sword starts flopping around. Yeah. Okay, so when you're going to Kino Nagare, don't let the sword start sort of escaping. Yeah. Now, when you do Kihon, you really learn to make this connection so that the sword is really an extension of your body. So this, boom, boom, ground, body, sword, connected. Yeah. If in Kihon you're letting the sword escape here, I'm pulling you out here, then Kino Nagare slowly starts to become again this light quality, and it's just movement without meaning, really. Yeah. So slow it down, keep connected, ground, body, sword, and feel weight flowing through the form. It needs to feel dense. When you actually connect with someone, you're actually connecting your center and your body and your movement to them. So you will literally connect this density and this weight to them. Yeah. So that needs to be in the form. So do it slowly, but feel, okay, that the sword stays with you. The sword stays with you the whole time. Yeah. So there's this sense of like weight in the form and connection. But especially once the sword goes there, you're kind of letting it go. You're losing the sword. So be careful of that. I try again. Heavy, slow, connected. Okay, good. Okay, so that was a little bit the first part. Okay, so I'm just going to open up. If you have any questions for 5 minutes, we're going to do, I don't want to take a long break. I want to go straight because we only have half an hour. I want to do something else quickly before we take the break. But do you have any questions about this? So I really wanted to emphasize Kihon to Kino Nagare, this balance between movement and stillness and connection, ground, body, weapon. This is what you're looking for in Kihon work, and that means really working on your structure and really understanding where your body is in space and what does balance mean and how to move from the ground. This is all really Kihon work. When we go to Kino Nagare should really be set up from your Kihon work. Yeah. So if you are balanced, if you're using the ground, if you are connected, okay, then Kino Nagare should have come to you. That if the Kihon is still incomplete in terms of unbalanced issues, shoulders, sticking your butt up too far, if the knees are stiff, all those things need to be worked out in the Kihon. Now, they're really stuff that needs to be cleared away so that Kino Nagare can start becoming something effective. What I wanted to point out today, apart from those key points, which we've done before, is the change in the heel work, specifically in the footwork. Yeah, and the fact that all the Kino Nagare is really footwork. Yeah. So it's not really about dribbling around with the upper body and the weapon. It's really about getting clear in terms of footwork, heel work, and moving from the ground. This is really where Kino Nagare has got to be rooted in. Okay. And so then I just basically made up some basic stuff and then basically made a longer form, which makes you work longer. Yeah. And then, and that was really the first class. Do you have any questions about that part so far? You can ask me now if you want. Otherwise, I'll just continue. Tobin. I can't hear anything. You need to unmute. I can't hear. Yeah.
I don't know if it's in this section, but your stance in in the seventh Tsuburi when you do ski. Is
Yeah.
that looks like a hanmi, but I thought it was a skikamai.
It is. Yeah. Let me show it again. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the main thing is that, yeah, you're actually turning your body. You're turning your body. So when I'm in Ken, the strike, and when I go into this here, yeah, okay, I'm turning the body here. So this is not exactly the same as Ken, yeah. It's just enough for me to get that position there. But my footwork is hitoemi. My footwork is hitoemi. So it's really a change from this position to this position. Yeah, I'm in this position here. Yeah, but my footwork is hitoemi for sure. Yeah. Anything else? No? Super clear? Okay, I just want to point out that when you do the longer form,
There's a question from Talia.
okay, good.
Sorry, can you show what does hitoemi really mean? I'm not sure. Is it the shoulder position or the foot position?
It's really, in a way, it's the foot. Let me see if I can show it in the feet. Yeah. Okay. So when we're in hami, yeah, when I'm in hami, basically the front foot, the back foot is forward of 90 degrees, and any variation with that, yeah, is basically going to be hami work. Yeah. The moment the back foot goes back of 90 degrees and the hip is opening here, okay, and you go to this position, okay, for example, this is already hitoemi. Yeah. Yeah, but in a sense, the technical definition is really like your body is really opening up more. Yeah. Now that basically means that the back foot now is opening past 90 degrees back, which means that your hip is opening up. Yeah. So this would be hami, this will be hami, this will be hami, this would be now hitoemi. Yeah. So now I'm really turning the body much more. Yeah. Okay. So variations in hami and then variations in hitoemi. The marker point is 90 degrees, if you want to be specific. And of course, the moment you open your back foot up to 90 degrees, your front foot also adjusts. Otherwise, you end up with this twist in the hip here. Yeah. So you're going to find that it's not just the back, you're going to adjust the back foot as well. The front foot and the back foot make an adjustment so that you can keep moving through the knees. Otherwise, you get too much stress in the hip here. Yeah. So you're going to be in this position. Yeah. The key thing is that what you're looking for is a change in body work and a change in hip work. And the feet should allow that adjustment to be made.
Thank you.
Okay.
Lewis,
Yeah.
or from Lancaster. Where is your gaze when you use the ken? Because I find when I'm focusing on my center, it's too down or too close to my center. Should it be more open or focused?
You mean your gaze? I didn't understand. Your gaze? Yeah.
Yeah, like where I'm looking.
Right. Okay. Okay, look, Jay, basically you should have like an open gaze, an open focus. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have basically you have this central vision, which should basically be following your peripheral vision. So when I'm actually training in terms of my center work, I'm actually feeling my body. So there's this theory, or there's this one system which understands the body as three centers. Yeah, the mental center, the emotional center, and the physical center here, the belly center. And this is really about thinking concepts. This is really about feeling, sensations, emotions, and sensations. Kinesthetic is really the belly. So when I'm working with my center, I'm really kinesthetic. So I'm not actually trying to see or think about my center. If that makes sense. I'm actually feeling it directly. So it's like, in a way, I kind of like open gaze. Yeah, but I just basically sort of drop my feeling and let the belly center take over. So in terms of my gaze, I'm not looking. You know, this is also when we do groundwork a lot, and I emphasize footwork, people start looking at the ground, or they're visually looking at the ground, or they're thinking about the ground. That's okay, but later you need to feel the ground directly, not think the ground, yeah? Or check your feelings by going into a kind of like a concept about it. You need to eventually just feel it directly. And then this whole area just becomes kind of relaxed, yeah? So in terms of your vision, I would say it's like an open focus, but you're actually kinesthetic. You're not really thinking anything. You're feeling everything. Yeah, does that help at all? Not really, huh? Is that useful or not?
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, think with your belly. That's the only thing I can tell you. Anything else? Okay.
That makes me hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, look, what I want to do now, if there's no more questions, I want to spend the last half introducing distance and timing. And this is really something which is kind of an important point for martial artists. And it's, in all the martial arts that I've looked at or studied in a way, they're all different ways of working with time and distance. And it's always been the same that, like, what makes the difference between someone who's really good and someone who's brilliant is their control of time and space. Yeah. And so in this is really something which it needs to be a little bit paid more attention to, because my feeling about Aikido is that it's gone a little bit in a certain domain with this area. So I want to first talk about distance, and then I want to talk about timing, because of course they're related. Now, we have every martial art will have different ways of looking at this, yeah? And the easiest way of looking at it is that you have three fundamental distances, yeah? You have safe distance, where the person is outside of this one line where they can attack you with one step, yeah? So imagine there's a circle around your body, and the periphery is this moment where the person reaches that point and they can reach you with one step. Okay, this is what I call one-step distance. This is the edge of your safe space. Yeah. Anything outside of safe space, you're basically, you can feel that you're not really you're basically safe. You can't really be attacked there. Yeah. But the moment someone actually steps onto this edge, this periphery, where they can reach you in one step, okay, this is where the attack will begin. The attack will begin at that point. Yeah. Once the person steps inside that space, you're in real trouble, yeah? Because as soon as they step inside that space, you're actually really compromised in terms of reaction time, yeah? So, of course, in our system, we have the whole Shomenuchi series, which basically is we preempt someone stepping into that space. We do not allow them to step into that space, yeah? So we have safe space, one-step distance, and compromised space. These are the areas which we really need to be clear about, yeah? What we're going to do is we're just going to work a few exercises with those spaces just to get them clear, and we'll do a little bit with weapons and a little bit with taijutsu, and then we'll bring it into timing as well. Okay, so if you have a partner, pair up. If you don't have a partner, okay, and you're working alone, what I want you to do is I want you to choose in your room a target. It can be a corner of a table, a chair, or anything. And I want you to use this as your attack point, yeah? Okay, so what we're going to do, okay, is we're just going to basically be clear about what this space is, yeah? Okay, just stand there, okay? So basically you're in Kenkamai, you just basically stand, yeah? Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to basically do a shomen, yeah? Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to find the distance, which is the attack distance. Okay, so you're in Kamai, and just walk up to your partner. Come a little bit more forward so they can see you. Stop. Okay, just walk towards your partner and stop where you feel you can reach them in one step. In this case, that one step for me is easy. There. Yeah. Okay. So this is really a distance of which is basically measured in a few centimeters at most. Yeah. Okay. So try and feel your way into that distance. This is the point, yeah? Okay, so feel there. And then I can reach her easily, yeah? Yeah? That means I don't reach in front of her or too deep, yeah? So stepping away, move towards your partner, and really find the distance where you feel that's it. And then just attack, just to check it. Yeah? Okay, with a partner, just try that. Yeah? Or use a target in the room, either way. So find this my distance where you're just in one step of an attack. Okay, so look, there's a few elements here. You need to really be thinking that you're going to try and make adjustments here on the centimeter, millimeter level. Yeah? Okay, look, this is the distance that you're looking for. You need to realize that when you attack, when you make an attack, you're actually taking a risk. Yeah. So what you want to do, the risk is unavoidable, but you have to minimize the risk. Yeah. Okay, look, she stands there. Okay, now if I'm too far away, here I'm basically about four centimeters off. Yeah. Okay, what will happen is I need to make an extra long movement, so the attack becomes longer. Okay, the longer the attack in terms of time, the easier it is to deal with. So this is too far away. The other one is that I come in and I'm actually just too close. I'm too close. In this situation, she basically, she should feel that I've stepped past one step distance, and she will immediately take the initiative. She should not wait. Yeah. Okay. So what you need to try and feel is basically, if I'm too far away and I feel I have to really reach my partner, this is not where I want to work. It should be what we did before when we did the first class. A very direct, simple attack. The simplest, fastest one I can do. But I don't want to get so close to the person. Come close to me when you can. As in, you're going to King come right? Yeah. Yeah. If I'm able to slap the sword and come in, she's too close. Yeah. So she should find the distance. You're too far. Yeah. Now you're right. Now look, it's just the distance that I can just touch her. But if I can touch with palm, it's too close. So technically speaking, the distance is without my shoulder reaching forward, that I can just touch her with the fingertips. That's the distance with sword, yeah? But if the distance is palm, she's too close. If the distance is too far that I can't touch and I have to reach her, she's too far away. So you can check this, yeah? So basically she's in position, don't move, get into position, yeah. That distance, okay? Find the distance again, and then stop. Don't attack. Too far away. Stop. Too far away. It's too far away. Now it's correct. You see? So this is a check. So you should put the sword in front. If I'm just standing there and she's in Kenkamai, that distance where she's at now, I can just touch the fingertips. Yeah. This distance, hands. This distance, too far away. So we're really talking about something like this much. Yeah. So just help your partner. There's no attack now. She goes into position. She finds me. Too far away. You see? Now correct. You see? Okay, so this is actually not so easy. Yeah. Okay, so help your partner. No attack, just find the distance, and then the receiver checks. Go ahead. use this. Use this.
It doesn't have arms. That's
No, this is the thing.
Some people have longer arms.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why it's flexible, huh? Okay. Okay, so you're going to walk towards me, and then as soon as you find the distance, you attack. I'm going to look exactly at that moment. So you just strike, but I'll be gone. Yeah? Hopefully. So now, sometimes I'm going to let you have it, which just don't hit me. Yeah? That's it. Okay, good. So we're going to add one more element to this now, yeah? This exercise. Okay, watch this. Look. Now, before we do this, I want to go now to the person receiving. Now, you go into position, but you don't cut, yeah? Okay, now try and feel this. Okay, your partner's walking towards you. They're out of distance, so you're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Okay. She reached, no, too close. Yeah. She's in the right position. So now you feel like, okay, now it's like she's reached a position of pressure for you. Okay. Now take one step inside with a sword. No, don't attack. Just move forward. There. Okay. This feels now very threatening. So what you need to feel is this level of threat. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Huh? No. Yeah. So there's this transition place, which is where she was looking before. But this is something that, again, she feels and you also feel. You should also feel this, yeah? So it's not about looking and measuring, and I mean, I'm using the fingertips, but actually you need to feel this, yeah? Okay, now, she walks towards you. Feel what's happening in your body. She's too close. She's too close, you see? So instantly I feel she passed that point, yeah? But also my threat level becomes safe. Good. Take one more step. Yeah. So I want you to do this and have the sense the person safe distance, one step distance, and then they take a half step in. And again, what's important is that your body feels this. It's not like a thing. So I'm going to attack you one more time to change roles. Yeah. So the person who's attacking should have really Urusainoken, a feeling of threat from the beginning. Okay, so I'm moving towards her. Yeah, so she should feel what's happening as I approach. And it's important to feel this transition between feeling safe and feeling unsafe. And then this feeling on the edge. Yeah, so both of you are now going to work more with your feelings. Yeah, so you don't need to do any check. Okay, so I'm out of range. I can't do anything. Yeah, okay, I'm out of range. I'm out of range. I'm on the edge. I'm stepping in. Yeah. So the person who's doing this should really have a feeling of intention, and the person should really feel, yeah, because you're going to use this feeling later on. Yeah, I try that. Both of you find the distance and breach it and feel your bodies. Go ahead. If you're walking with the target in the room, just the attacker, of course. Okay, so you're going to step forward, and again, this is I'm going to let you have it, or I'm going to move at the same time. Yeah? Okay, now as soon as you hit the distance, you're going for the strike. So you're not going to stop now. So you're going to move real slow towards me. As soon as you hit one step distance, you strike. I may not move. Huh?
I also measure environment.
Too fast. Go slow. Go slow. That's it. Good. That's what we're looking at. Yeah. Okay, good. So this in a way is really a little bit leading on from Aaron's question about your belly. You need to really feel this, yeah? And of course you're using your eyes and your perception, and I know neurologically your brain is involved and all that kind of stuff, but this is really about sensations. Now we're going to add the exercise, this element here, look. Okay, she slowly approaches and she's not going to stop at one step distance. As soon as she reaches that point, she launches the Shomenuchi. That's it, yeah? And you can allow it or you can shift at the same time, yeah? Okay, so of course, this is the one where she should really be on target. So she moves forward, she reaches the distance and she strikes, yeah? Now you can allow this or not. You just take a step and she just completes the attack, yeah? And you just move out of range, yeah? All you need, it's not a big movement, I just need to get out of range, but not out of contact. So you let it happen. Especially if your partner's not sure, you let them have it for a while so they get it. Sure. Just step back and the sword comes down. Now, the awase is really about, if I can really feel the distance that the person's at, in a way you can read the attack will either happen at this point or not. So as soon as you feel they reach that point, okay, then you blend with actually their position. So I'm not even really blending with the attack. I'm actually blending with their intention upon reaching a certain point. Yeah. So this is my point. Okay. So one more time, you have two choices. She approaches, she doesn't stop, she reaches that point, she does shomenuchi. And you blend just coming out of range. Or you allow it. Or you allow it. Yeah. If you allow it, of course, the person does not strike through. Okay, go ahead, try that. Okay, 2 points. And this is why this is important. Look, in Aikido, we want really good attacks. Yeah, look, watch. I'll attack. Change roles. Okay, don't make these two mistakes. Yeah, go there, my position. There, stop. I'm going to attack you.
Stand.
You stand. Okay, don't be, look. This is actually the range I have for one step. Yeah. Okay, don't initiate the attack before you reach that point. Don't initiate the attack here and then step forward here. So this attack is way too slow and you're actually not really in range yet. The person will have no difficulty blending with that. Yeah. Okay. You need to really kind of reach the point where you reach the point. Yeah. As soon as I reach one step, this is I attack, but not before. And don't make the mistake of getting too close and then attacking and finishing yourself like that too deep. Yeah. So you really need to finish in this point. Yeah. So again, be sensitive to that distance. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So not before you reach one step and not passing it at that point.
Luis,
Yeah. Basically,
a
go ahead.
question. So that implies that you always attack with the right foot in front.
No.
No.
That's
Okay.
right. In this exercise, yes. But of course, once we go to different footwork, different distances, I'm making it as simple as possible. But of course, you can, when we change the attacks, we can do lots of things. And there are many other variations for this as well. So I'm just exploring it in as simple way as possible.
But that means that you have to coordinate your footwork now for this exercise, that your right foot is in front before you attack.
Yes.
Or, yeah. Okay.
Yes. I mean, this also because if we take this motion, this exercise, and we take it into movement, which in a way would be great, but I'm not sure I can do it today. Yeah, if you're aware of someone's footwork, and that basically you're aware of the way they're moving and using the ground for compression work, you know what they can do and they can't do. So if you can read someone's feet without actually looking at it, you can feel the gaps in their possibilities for attack or not. And that's a little bit your question.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, try again.
What's the problem with being on the left foot?
If I'm stepping on the left foot, I can't attack in this case. If I'm going to attack with this one. So I need to reach the point where that becomes the left foot. The left foot is going to become the source of the attack. So you will have to find the left foot at the same time you find the distance.
No, I mean, let's say I'm walking and I started walking, but I came to the distance when I was on my right foot, so I have to attack with the left. So what's wrong with that?
That's nothing wrong with that. It just changes the attack.
Okay.
That's no problem.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Sure. Now you're going to attack.
Like walking.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, but now if I move, okay, you're going to feel that your attack is interrupted. Yeah, because you're going to feel you can't complete the attack. So like, shit, you're gone. So like the person, you see, there's no point in continuing now. So if I'm there, yes, but if not, you just interrupt. That's it. You kind of lost the power, yeah? Okay, that basically means you have to continue with another attack. Yeah? That's it, yeah? Good. And then? See what they do. Okay, we're going to have to do one more exercise. Put the sword down. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're just going to come forward and you're just going to touch me. Right, I'll go for you. So here, okay. Yeah, exactly. So there's this one, okay, there's the same thing. I come forward, I reach you here, and I don't move. Boom, don't move. Okay, I can reach you there. Yeah, okay.
I should.
Don't move, I can reach you there. Okay, so come forward. Too close.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Come forward, find the distance where you can reach me in one step. Okay, good. That's it. Okay, we're going to do one more exercise with this, yeah, before we go into the timing stuff. Look, okay, you don't need your swords now. Okay, so for those of you who are working, so those who are working alone, it's basically just contact. Okay, now contact means not this. It's the same thing as a sword. I'm going to reach the person with the body and using the arm, but I'm not going to reach forward. Okay. So Dila just walks forward and reaches the point where she can reach me. Okay, wait. She's too close. She's too close. So I'll attack her. Look, the exercise now is you're going to basically touch your partner. Now, you need to reach the point where I can make that movement in the move. Boom. That's it. One step. Yeah. Okay. Now, if I'm too close here, that means she can. It means she can touch me. Okay. So again, you have the same distance. You don't want to get too close. But now with the weapon, the distance is different because it's the hand. Basically, the distance depends on the weapon always. Yeah. Whether it's the hand or whether it's the elbow, whether it's a sword or a knife, that will change the weapon and the dynamics of your body. So the exercise is this: you walk towards your partner the same as before, and I reach the distance where I can reach her in one step. And what I do is I reach to either one of the shoulders. Yeah, either one of the shoulders with a palm. Yeah. Okay. So you walk towards your partner. So for example, this would be too far. Yeah, I'm too far away. This just right. Okay. And then boom, just take that step and touch your partner. Yeah. So the same exercise as before, but now just touching your partner, either shoulders. Okay. Yeah. Just try that. Do that 4 times each. And for those of you working alone, just feel that you can move with it, not out of structure in the touch. Okay. Okay, good. Now come to me, do the same thing. So you reach there, and you touch. That's good. Okay, so same thing. Now walk towards me, and then just the same as before, you just touch. So now I may step in. Yeah? In which case, in that case, if I step on well, you have to deal with it. As soon as I feel you're breaching that space, I come in. See, now I'm too far away. That's why you didn't have the attack. See, I moved too soon. That's good. Right.
You can either walk away or initiate the attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your choice.
Yeah.
To engage or not engage.
Okay. So this timing, by the way, is called go no sen. Basically, go no sen and sen no sen and sen no sen. These are the three timings. They're really about who has the initiative. Yeah. So they can either be like, after the attack, during the attack, at the initiation, so preempting the attack. So these are the three timings. Yeah. But a lot of what we do is go no sen, where basically the attack is initiated by our partner and we respond to that. Yeah. And as a strategy, that is the weakest strategy you can have as a martial artist. So Aikido basically is fundamentally really was all about like, there's no attack, you basically are defensive. And actually, Stanley Pranin wrote a great article about this in Aikido Journal, the late Stanley Pranin, where he really criticized that the whole of Aikido had shifted into kind of go no sen timing, which is where the other person has the initiative and you blend and respond. But what that means actually is that in taking the initiative, they essentially control time and space, and you are on the receiving end of that. And his point was that as far as all martial arts are considered, this is considered the weakest strategy. Now, the next strategy is sen no sen, where you basically make his initiation is joined to yours. So you basically attack the attack, or you make your initiative and his the same. So you enter the attack. So this is kind of like, in a way, we also work with this, but the initiation is a bit more subtle. And sen no sen is the Shomenuchi series, where basically you preempt the intention before the attack has begun. This is the best strategy always, yeah? And actually, Takemusa Aikido really has this set developed by Saito Sensei in detail. Now, what I want to contrast in the next few minutes before we take a break is go no sen timing, where you're responding to the other taking the initiative as they cross safe distance and enter your space, with sen no sen timing, where you basically take the initiative before they've developed theirs, which is actually what you want to do. Okay, so this is a very simple exercise, but what I want you to do is to make a distinction in the timings, and then we'll do an exercise at the end to finish this off. But this awareness of timing is really critical. So I'm not showing you anything you don't know, but I'm trying to draw your attention to kind of issues of distance and timing. So this is the exercise. Watch. Okay, she now walks me, and again, it's the same as with the sword. She can just touch, yeah? Boom. So that's basically it. So she walks, she covers that space, she crosses that boundary, and then she initiates the attack. Now, you can do two things. Go no sen. I'm basically just withdrawing withdrawing out of that. So what I'm doing is I'm basically responding to her initiative by just withdrawing myself at that moment. Yeah. So it's still blending, but the initiative is hers. Yeah. So she has the initiative, and then I just withdraw. So actually, she's not able to touch me at that point. I mean, this is a good strategy, but and then the sensory timing is as soon as she breaches safe space, you're just basically going to show Minuchi work. Doesn't matter what technique you do. Yeah. She's coming in. Boom. She's coming in. Great. So then she comes in. You can allow the contact. Just step outside. Go no sen. you can go into Shominichi. Now, this is the point that I want you to make. Watch. If I initiate Shominichi while she's still outside of 1 step distance, it fails. She will have time to respond. The moment she's about to make her decision before her attack, as she's approaching that distance, that's when you have to do it. If it's too soon, she will change her attack. If it's too late, she's already on top of you and you're in Gono-sen timing, depending. So I want you to make this distinction by allowing, clearly responding so she can't touch you, or clearly in such a way that she cannot really deal with your response because she's trapped, yeah? So this is the timing. So again, she touches you, yeah? You just respond by getting outside. Gono-sen. She comes towards you. Yeah, one more time. Doesn't really matter. What happens is that her attack is aborted. She can't really continue the attack. She comes in. Ah! Yeah, classic Ikkyo. But my feeling is that actually I take the initiative right back if I'm doing sen no timing. Okay, so try and do that exercise. Do whatever technique you want. Technique is not really the point. Go no sen or sen no sen. Let them have the initiative or you take the initiative. These two timings. Okay, try that. Okay, so we'll do one more exercise with this before we take the break. Okay, this is a kind of a sen no sen jiu waza. Yeah. So what you do is basically you constantly take the initiative and you take away the possibility that your attacker can choose their attack. Yeah. So I'm going to show it with Dylan. Okay.
What's my attack?
Step into the space so they can see.
Which of it? Like,
We're going to do Shominichi. So, okay. So this is the case. Okay. Wait. Here. Okay. So in this case, we're just basically going to initiate a jiu waza. Okay, there. And then whatever. She comes up straight away. She comes up. 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 So what's happening is that she wants to stand up and she wants to attack. So her initiation is this. Okay, so for example, I go there, she wants to get up and she wants to attack. Yeah, and she's on the ground with the technique. She wants to get up and she wants to attack. You never give her that chance. Yeah, so okay. Okay, so basically the person has no initiative. You have the initiative completely. So although the other person is the attacker, and it looks like the receiver is doing the attacking, what I'm actually doing is I'm taking the initiative away from the person constantly. So she wants to develop an initiative to attack, and you deny it. Yeah? Okay, go ahead, try that with a partner.
If I'm doing this.
Of course. Okay, look, this is not your usual jiu-waza. In your normal jiu-waza, what happens and what you see 99% of the time is that uke is there, the attackers are free to attack, and then uke has to somehow psychically pick out, is it going to shominuchi, yokominuchi, is it ski, is it grab? And they're on the receiving side of all this kind of stuff. And it gets really difficult because actually at high speed, people crossing this gap 2 or 3, I mean, you're constantly on the receiving side. So this is very difficult. Now, what you're doing now is you're completely changing the timing on this. Yeah. So Dila is still the attacker. Let's do this slow. I'll do it slowly. Yeah. So she's still attacking, but she wants to stand up and attack. And you just know that it happens. So what I'm doing is I'm basically crowding her space. So this is also a distance issue. You constantly close the space on the other person. You don't give them space and you don't give them time. So you are controlling time and space in this situation. That means that I don't do this. Yeah. So I've done the technique and then I back away. She has tons of time. If I do the technique and then I back away, waiting for the attack, then she regains initiative, she regains time and space to her advantage, and then it's much more difficult for me. Yeah. So what you're trying to do now is you're basically closing around the person and in a sense suffocating them so that they can't initiate an attack and you're in control. So the attacker loses the control. You're in control of the initiative. That's the key thing. Try it a few more times. Do it slowly so you don't get exhausted. Oui. So just strike Shominuchi. Okay, strike Shominuchi. And the third one is where I basically here and then I snap and I just come up. Those are 3 times. So we're going to show that at the end just to finish it. Because I'm going half an hour. Okay. Okay, good. I'm running over time. Okay, look, if you go back and you look at the videos of O-sensei doing jiwaza, okay, at the beginning, all you see is this old man throwing everyone and everyone falling all over the place. And at the beginning, it's like, well, you can't really see much. But actually, if you start looking at what he's doing in terms of timing. So for example, there's this one video I need to I'll try and give it to Lars so he can distribute it, where O-sensei is in the dojo and he's just standing there, and all of a sudden he just points at an uke and he asks for the attack, and then the uke just runs at him. And what you see is straight away he's called him out, and then as he approaches, he's already changing everything, so that the uke basically doesn't quite know what's going on. So he's already taking the initiative from the beginning. Yeah. So calling out, moving, positioning, and everything else. This is a way of basically confusing the attack, taking its power, and taking the initiative. And I think that basically O-sensei was a master at sen, sen, no sen. And when he comments about this, actually in some interview, he also said that he was beyond that because he was completely connected. And I think his level of perception was outstanding. But you never see O-sensei kind of in a sitting position, waiting for the attack and then snatching it out of there, unless he's teaching a technique. Yeah. But when he's actually doing a demonstration of the martial side, he's taking the initiative. Yeah. And most of Aikido has now drifted into this receiving side, where actually we've lost the idea of taking the initiative and controlling the situation from the very beginning. Yeah. So that the person has no chance. Yeah. Yeah. Just to finish off, I want to just show you these 3 timings in Ken, because of course, these 3 timings are actually all the way through the system, but we're not really acutely aware of them. Yeah. So I'm just going to demonstrate 3 timings with Ken, which you know very well, but this is a little bit giving them the meaning. Yeah. Okay, so this is Migi Awase. Migi Awase, and by the way, you need to work through Go no Sen, Sen no Sen, Sen no Sen, and then Sen, Sen no Sen. You can't just jump to the last one. They're really a progression. Yeah. Okay. When I was doing karate, it was the same thing. At the end, it's like about deception and about strategy and about taking the initiative. But at the beginning, you basically work with receiving and blocking and striking and all this kind of stuff. So there's no way through the system. Okay, when she attacks in Shomenichi, she is initiating and I'm following her. So actually, this is Go no Sen timing. She attacks, boom. Now, I'm basically waiting, connected for her attack. So the initiation is hers, and then I respond to her. So Go no Awase is Go no Sen timing. Sen no Sen timing is basically where I enter her attack. Yeah. In this case, it will be this. Okay. So I literally join and enter the attack. So I stop the attack before it develops power. So this is also a distance issue. You're closing it. Okay. And sen no timing is this one. Okay. This is the very first movement of Kumitachi number 3. Okay. Okay, where you basically straight away you set it up so that basically before the person initiates the attack, you basically take the initiative away and you initiate yourself. Yeah. So these are 3 examples of Go no Sen. They have the initiative. Sen no Sen joining your initiative with theirs, entering the attack, and Sen no Sen taking the initiative and nullifying the possibility that the other person can even initiate. Okay, and this is basically what I wanted to just cover quickly in this last session. Okay, we've run over time a lot, but do you have any questions that you'd like to ask about this? Some of you, obviously a lot of you know about this kind of timing because it runs through the martial arts, but for some of you, maybe it's new. Do you have any questions about that? You can unmute and ask now before we take a break.
The beginning with the distance, like
Yeah.
how far 1 step away, that changes a lot depending on how long your legs are.
Absolutely. I mean, this is not fixed. It depends on the weapon, but it depends on the legs and it depends on the reach. Yeah. Yeah. Length of the arm. And so this really is a flexible thing. So this is why it's really good to train with different partners, tall partners, short partners, long arm partners. And then you feel, that's why you can't measure this. Like, what is the distance? You have to feel the distance. And that really depends on your body, your partner's body, and the weapon that they're using. But when we do taijutsu, yeah, everything changes with every single partner. And developing that sensitivity is really part of the training as well. Being really aware of what shift in angle and what slightly shift in posture changes the relationship and the feeling of threat and what they can do. Yeah. And yeah, it's very flexible. It's not fixed. I agree. But that's why we really need to develop sensitivity to it. It's really critical. If you're talking self-defense in the street or in any situation, this is really the deciding factor. If you're facing someone who's threatening you in a bar or whatever, you really need to be acutely aware of what distance they have, what weapon they have, what angle your body is to them. Just positioning can make sure that nothing happens on the spot. If you're not aware of this, you can just completely be in a situation where you're completely open to something and you're not even aware of it. Yeah, so this awareness needs to come into our training much more acutely, and it's very practical. I mean, I also work with police officers, and they're incredibly aware of this because, of course, in their work, tactically, they need to be aware of this work in terms of the way they use their weapons, in terms of what the other person can do if they have a weapon, and different situations, and definitely never allowing someone into safe space and not doing something, because if someone is on drugs or someone is aggressive, that's when you're going to be in trouble. You need to be able to deal with that. There are ways of dealing with that which are very interesting, but I'm not sure we can cover that today. Any other question? Okay, good. Well, I hope that gives you a little bit more attention to those issues, yeah, which we have running through our system, but I think need a little bit more attention. And if you can track down that article by Stanley Pranin in Aikido Journal about Go no Sen, you should be able to find it because it's open source, so you should be able to find it there. And it's a very interesting critique of Aikido from the point of view of distance and timing and what Osensei was doing and how modern Aikido has developed into a kind of a shifting towards this too much on the receiving side and not enough on the controlling, initiating side. And I agree with him. Okay, so we are going to have a shorter lunch break. Lars, I think I'm overshot 25 minutes. So what should we do? Should we basically make a shorter lunch break, 35 minutes? Can you guys handle that?
I think let's make it 50 or something, Louis.
Okay, so what time should we start the next class?
It's 50.
So make it 12:40?
12:40.
Okay, so we'll start the next class at 12:40. Okay? Okay, so we'll bow out. Shomenire. Domo, arigatou gozaimashita. Okay, enjoy your lunch. I'll see you at 12:40.
You want to finish it sooner today?
No, what? Finish what? The class, seminar?
Yeah, because you're rushing.
No, I only have 4 hours.
You have too much to show.
And I got too much to show. So that's why I went over time on that one.